What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Hungry Road. Thank you for tuning in. If it's your first time seeing my face, please go and smash the subscribe button and like the video while you're at it. But today we're here in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm kind of out in Beechwood, like a suburb of Cleveland, but a little southeast. We have the 2023 Genesis G80. Now, I've been hearing a lot of things. I've been seeing a lot of things about the Genesis brand. Now, Genesis was like a model of Hyundai. I don't want to say back in the day, but like just within recent years, it was like the Hyundai Genesis, and it was like the pinnacle of what they designed. Fun fact, I used to work for Kia and Hyundai back in the day before I had my current job. So I was not, I won't say I was a part of the separation of Genesis and Hyundai, because they didn't really separate it. One is just like, they're trying to separate the Genesis brand from Hyundai, because we all know they used to make cheap ass cars. But now this ain't cheap, and it kind of shows. So yes, so back then they had like the Kia K900 and the Hyundai Genesis. Then they started separating the Hyundai Genesis G80 or G70, and now it's just Genesis. So I like it, I dig it. So I saw this on the lot, I was like, I have to check that out. I've been seeing a lot of things about it, hearing a lot of things about it. So we're gonna go over a lot of the features I like, stuff I don't like, which I have a bit of a gripe about. I don't want to get into it. But yeah, man, let's get started. So let me tell you a little bit more about the Genesis brand. Again, it is under in Kia, but it's kind of like the Lincoln of Ford or the GMC of GM. That kind of makes sense. I hope it does. But yes, so this kind of gives me like Mercedes CLS vibes. It has a very similar shape, very long hood, more of a short back. It's cool, decent use of chrome, a little bit of splotches here and there, but I like it for the most part. Now, the wheels really bother me, but you can get optioned up 19-inch wheel. That's about as big as you can go. I think you can get 20s on here, but I think that would compromise the ride quality. But let's move on. So Genesis makes 3 cars, 3 trucks, crossover SUVs. There's the G70, G80, and G90, and they get better in that order. And the same goes for the trucks. It's GV70, then GV80, and GV90. But I digress. We have the G80 in front of us. It's a nice looking car. Let's go over some things. I got my little note sheet right here. Genesis doesn't really do trims, or they do them a little differently. So let me explain. So on the configurator, you pick your powertrain first. That's your engine and your transmission. You have 2 different engine options for this car. There's a 2.5 liter turbo inline 4-cylinder engine, makes about 300 horsepower. Then there's the 3.5 liter turbo inline 6-cylinder engine that makes 375 horsepower. Now, I ain't got that one. It'd be nice, but we're gonna stick with 300 horsepower from a 4-cylinder engine. That's actually pretty good. It does get up and get moving. You can also get it in a rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive configuration. That's only for the smaller engine. So once you pick that part, then you go to pick your packages. Now you have standard, which is $0. Then you have what is called, I think it's Advantage. Sorry, it's called Advance. It's $4,700 and gets you a fair amount of things that this does not have. But then there's the good stuff. That's gonna be the Sport Prestige package, and that's the one you really want. But you're gonna shell out another car for it. It's an extra $10,200, but you get everything under the sun. And what really makes the Genesis brand shine is by getting so much stuff for so little money. So I'm gonna try to go through and compare the different trims. Unfortunately, this is only the standard trim, so you can get your Genesis in one of 9 colors. Let's run through them real quick. First is going to be Ultra White. It's going to be pretty much a base white. It will not be as bright as Uni White. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's UYUNI, but the U and the Y make like the same sound. Yeah. Anyway, then there's Halosan Green. It's more of like a deep forest green. Tasman Blue, Seville Silver, Makalu Gray. These are some very interesting names. Vic Black, which is what we have here on my left. Valencia Gold, Capri Blue. Now these are all pretty, they're not bright or bold, or they're like to fit in, you know. I guess that's part of the luxury of this car here. It's supposed to kind of be like not stand out, as see the car's doing this mirror thing. It's not supposed to be stand out, so it's kind of supposed to fit in and like supposed to fly under the radar on a car like this. So here's some this is interesting. I was on the configurator and every single color said $575. So is there no free color? You just gotta pay to have the car painted? I didn't quite understand that, but let's go ahead and move on here. There were some interesting things. So let's discuss the interior real quick. You can get your interior in one of three colors: black, beige, or like a brown. And depending on your exterior color, you can only get a couple of those interior colors. So for example, I have it right here. You can only get the black interior if you chose the Valencia gold. What if I want a golden brown? I don't know. But in the Alta white, the green, the Tasman blue, the silver, the gray, you can only get the black or beige interior. The other colors you can choose the deep brown. I don't understand, but whatever. All right, let's discuss the front end here of the Genesis G80. It has a presence, doesn't it? Look at this ridiculous grille. This grille probably takes up maybe 75% of the front end. It is a bit obnoxious, but you got to make a statement when you're in a car like this. So we do have the mesh goes all the way across, just like this. But right here we have where like the radar detector, or not detector, the sensors are for your adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, things like that. We do have parking sensors embedded in the grille. If you did get the upgraded Sport Prestige package, you would get a camera, probably somewhere in here, that would aid in the 360 top-down view that you can get when you're parking a car, stuff like that. But let's move on. We don't have that here. We do have the nice logo right across the crest. Genesis, the wings, very beautiful logo. Oh yeah, I'm going this side so you can see it. Let's discuss the running lights. So we have two giant white bars. These two guys right here are your running lights. You might see them flashing right now in the camera because of how the stuff works. We do have your low beams. All four of these are actually your low beams. Your high beams are going to be the bottom row right there. We do have some subtle chrome down here, and you'll see this theme a lot throughout the car. Twins. Like you have two lines here, you have two lines down here. You'll see some more back there, but it's a very decent front end, more grill looking stuff down here at the bottom. Little piece of chrome at the front, but it is a very, very, what word do I use? It's not aggressive, it's in your face. It's bold, you know, and that's okay. You know, you got to make a statement, and I'm here for it, Genesis. So here we have the back end of the Genesis G80. Very clean, very crisp. I really, really like it. It definitely matches the same energy that the front has. So we have little trunk spoiler right here. You kind of can barely see it to help look sporty or whatever. In a way, you need this for downforce in this heavy ass car. But anyway, you have the nice Genesis brand right across the back, rear view camera, your all-wheel drive insignia, as well as the model number or name right there. But these running lights are super cool. You don't have like a full bar in here. It's just like a tiny little sliver that runs on the outside here. And again, the twins theme right across the back. Twin running lights, twin reverse lights. Your brake lights are going to be here on the outside. Again, same thing on the other side. And I love how the license plate is nice and low. Doesn't block the design of the car right in the middle of the trunk and stuff. I love how it is down here. Nice little fake grill stuff down here. We do have dual exhaust. These tips are a little obnoxious. They don't need to be a foot wide when the pipe is only like this big in the middle, but it's fine. It's a really good looking design back here. So while we're back here, let's explore the trunk a little bit. At first glance, you can't really tell where the trunk button is. I've checked down here. You might think it's a little button down here, but not. In fact, if you look right at the rear view camera, there is a button right here. Press this and the trunk will open all the way for you. Now on the Advanced and the Sport Prestige package, this is a powered trunk, but this is not a powered trunk. It is a fully manual trunk. You do have to close it yourself, but no big deal. Let's open it back up here. There's nothing much crazy in here. I do want to show you one thing though. If you pick this little handle up here, check out that full-size spare in there. People pay big money for wheels that look like this. I'm not kidding you. But yeah, full-size spare, painted gloss black. Doesn't exactly match the wheels, do they? Absolutely not. So everybody gonna know you want a spare, you know, aside from the super thin tire and all the yellow stickers there. But yeah, man, you got your stuff to change your tire over there. Nothing crazy. Cargo net on the left over there. We have sort of a ski pass through or your escape out the trunk button right there, but no big deal. Manual over here, we're not going through that. But I do like how clean the cable covers are. Very, very crisp, very, very clean. I like it. All right, let's move on. I just would like to discuss the styling a little bit here. It still gives me like not quite luxury car vibes, but like a little bit of luxury car. It's very difficult to explain. Of course, the use of these LEDs all over the car does make it look very high-end, very classy, but there's still something about it that doesn't necessarily scream Mercedes or Audi or BMW, kind of how those brands do. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I love it. It's a decent shape. Again, it does remind me of a mixture of like an Audi A5 and a Mercedes CLS with the shorter, like this kind of like with an Audi A7 sloping back like that, but the long sloping hood of like the Mercedes CLS. Very, very cool. But yes, these are your turn signals right here. A little obnoxious. Goes all the way around from the front, wraps around the side. And let's run to the back real quick so you can see it in the rear section. Again, very cool. It's a lot of turn signal, man. Boy, it looks so crisp, so clean. Yeah, the lights definitely make this car look more expensive than it really is. All right, so these are the keys to the I want to say Hyundai. It's a Genesis. You see it right there, Genesis G80. Very cool. Got some weight to it. Nice like rubber matte finish here, chrome around it. We have 6 buttons: lock, unlock. Hold this button down, open the trunk. That's your panic button. Remote start here, and a light button. I still haven't figured out what it does, but no matter. We're just gonna walk up to the car, and as you see, the mirror will unfold. Recognizes us, leave the keys in our pocket, and pull the door. Opens. Now, one thing, you gotta shut these doors hard. If I give it a good shut, it didn't shut all the way. Now, if you do get the Sport Prestige package, these have soft closed doors. This would have pulled itself shut, but you gotta really open it and give it a good thud there. And I love the way it sounds. It's a nice, comforting, satisfying thud. You know? Very, very nice. Also forgot to mention, you can get a panoramic sunroof if you get the Advanced or the Sport Prestige package. Like I said, the standard trim, talking to you guys, the standard trim, you're missing out on so much stuff. And on those hot summer days, you can hold the unlock button down to have all your windows rolled down automatically, as you see it's being done here. Oh, I gotta hold it down the whole time. I thought it would just go. Let's see what happens here. All right, it finishes going down, no big deal. But yes, you cannot roll them back up by holding the lock button down, as demonstrated right here. Nothing is going to happen. But anyway, so like in the, you probably have seen this before in the commercials, you can remotely remove the car with the key. Not on this model, not on this trim level. You have to get the Sport Prestige package in order to be able to move the car forward and back from the key. Standard and Advanced, you can't do it. The interior is nicely done. Let's take a look from left to right. We do have the door panel here. Lots of good use of aluminum right here. We have 2 settings for your driver's side. A little door handle here. Check out your window switches. Very cool. Look at the texture they added here. Just a little details, even on the little mirror adjusting thing right here. Lock and unlock button. There's no actual like indicator up here on the door seal. You have your, child-proof whatever. Little tweeter in the door. Nice sound system, by the way, but you can get an even more powerful sound system in the Sport Prestige. I'm telling you, man, that $10,300 is worth it. But yes, leather, got the little, I don't know if you guys remember, like, this was a common theme on the old Genesis. But anyway, moving on. Storage down there. Take a look. Let's go ahead and wake the car up here and listen to the sound it makes. So upon entering the car, you are greeted with the most calm and soothing entrance noise. Look. Got the grill over there, Genesis logo, so cool. And we start it up and go. All right, let's put our foot on the brake and liven this thing up here. Brakes down here. Actually, check out those pedals. Aren't those really, really cool? Even the third pedal over here, they call it a dead pedal for your racing language or whatever. Yeah, really, really cool. Back up here. Foot on the brake, and the start button is kind of like a vertical push down, so like you push it straight forward. Push it down, seat slides forward. 14.3 inch screen comes to life. All right, so let's go ahead and shut the door here. Very nice stuff. Oh wow, notice something here. Double paned windows. Check that out. Can we get it? There we go. That's how you get it so quiet and you get that thud. Double pane windows. So roll the windows so it's nice and quiet in here. We do have the analog display off to the left over here and our digital display off to the right. So in the advanced and the standard package, this is how your cluster is going to be set up. But if you get the Sport Prestige package, this will all be digital. And also, when you put your turn signal on, you would actually see an image of the blind spot back here. It is incredible, but again, it's only available on the Sport Prestige package. Let's move on. Let's check out this steering wheel for a second. It gives me old school vibes, how it's just like wide and kind of low. I understand you want to be able to see through the wheel here, but this is very interesting. Look at the chrome buttons, not chrome, but the aluminum buttons here. This kind of navigates your menu and stuff. So press this button here to kind of cycle through different menus. Not bad. And then you roll the wheel to change things. So let's go ahead and go back to, here you go. So you can kind of roll up, see different stuff or whatever. There's nothing too crazy in this menu here. This here is how you adjust your cruise control, and as you can already see here, we do have some self-driving and adaptive cruise control, which works very well. Off to the left, you have your phone buttons, your favorites, volume, and this is how you change your song. Up repeats the song, and down moves the song forward. Off to the left, we do have your dimness and brightness, whatever. You can turn your auto start off, your traction control, a trunk button, parking brake. And on the right over here, we do have our windshield wipers or whatever. I love how they have the aluminum tips here. It just adds that little bit of luxury. Same thing with the circular thing, the perimeter of your gauge over there. Very nice. But let's look at the rest of the car here. We do have your vents are integrated right into the dash, and to close them, you just gotta push down and slide over. Same as you slide this way to close it. It fits so well. Now that doesn't fit, and you've heard my complaints before about these big screens just being plopped up here. I mean, it's just a screen plopped up here. I don't, whatever. We can control the screen via touch. Very nice. Or we use this knob right here. Check out this knob. It's like crystalline looking knob. It's pretty cool here. You have buttons here to back, home. Your volume is on the left right there, and tune your radio station right here. You press a menu. But yes, it's easier to use the knob when you're like, you know, already in motion and stuff like that. Click it over to switch pages rapidly. There's so many things to go over here. But let's go. It's a home screen to chill. So let's go ahead and go through some stuff. One thing I found interesting is that you can actually adjust the passenger seat position from here. Like, why would you do it in the screen when the buttons are just right down here on the side? They're the same over there. You see them. So like, what is this redundancy here? Maybe someone who doesn't have an arm or who's handicapped wants to get their seat, you can just do it before you got in the car. I don't know. Let's move back. And a few more things I've never seen in a car before. So still in the seat warmer balance. Adjust the heat balance between the seat back and cushion. Who cares that much? Well, you can adjust. I want more heat on my back. Wait, off? I don't know. More heat. Oh yeah, I want more heat on. Yeah, okay. So this is no cushion, and then this is all cushion. Very interesting. But one more thing. Let's go back here. Oh, there we go. Slide to the right. There we go. Slide down to smart posture. I can enter my driver information. My height 5'8", inseam. That's my pants length. I believe I'm a 30, and then my weight. Might be here a little bit. Up. Yeah, I'm right around there. Posture analysis. Analyzing posture. Let's see what happens. No, damn. No analysis is available for a body type with these measurements. Well, if that's Hyundai, it is Hyundai, to make I lose weight, then whatever. What if I adjusted to 32? Let's see. I wear my pants a little long. 32. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, all right, we're done here. Still in seats. One thing I did notice is that this passenger seat will actually slide backward when you open the door. I haven't seen that in any other car. Cause just like, it's called easy entry or whatever. So like the steering wheel slides up and the seat slides, but so you can get out easier. But the passenger side does it too. I think that's pretty cool. There is some ambient lighting in here, but it's no Mercedes ambient lighting. So I got the brightness maxed out. I'm just gonna go down to color. There are many colors to choose from: aquamarine white, pearl white, topaz yellow, sard brown, garnet red, amethyst purple, sapphire violet, zycron blue, emerald blue green, period green. I mean, I'll demonstrate this later when it's dark out, but the ambient lighting doesn't show up as good as I would expect it to. Like I said, nobody does it like Benz does. One other cool feature is quiet mode. So if you got your kids in the back or whatever, you can activate quiet mode. So quiet mode selected, it only plays volume 25 or lower and only on the front seats. That's pretty cool if you want to keep the kids sleeping or whatever, or if you just want to tone down a little bit, enter quiet mode. So I ran into the climate control screen, and that is very intuitive and very detailed, very cool looking. You can adjust the temperature here, but why when you can just do it here? It's way easier. You have little dials. Of course, you have dual zone climate control here, but with the advanced and sport prestige package, you get tri-zone. So you get a climate for your driver's side, climate for your passenger, and one for the rear passengers. But I digress. So down here, this is a touch screen. If you wanted to choose where the air goes, just press the arrow and that's where it goes. That's pretty cool. Turn your heated seat on, just press the seat. There you go. You do get ventilated seats, so air conditioned seats in the Sport Prestige package. Turn your fan speed up, press the 4. Oh, that's 3, 4. Very easy to use and operate. AC's down there, heated steering wheel standard. Not bad. Recirculation, your sink, rear defroster, nothing crazy. I understand, like, climate control is way. I don't understand. You know what? Let's just move on because I don't get why you have it here and there. So this material looks like leather, but it's actually called leatherette. You can kind of get a little. It's just it's fake leather, and you only get the real leather in the Sport Prestige package. It's starting to make more and more sense now to get that package, isn't it? In the standard trim, you do get the piano black sort of trim here. In the advanced, you get wood trim. And in the Sport Prestige, you get the aluminum trim, which I'm sure would look more like this, but kind of all throughout the car. So talking more about what we have right here in front of us, we have a very clean looking console right here. We can push this back to reveal we have 2 USBs in here. This is only a charger. This is going to activate your Apple CarPlay stuff. You can get a wireless phone charger in the Sport Prestige package that goes up in there. You can kind of see the ambient light sort of shining off the aluminum thing right there. Let's open this one up here to reveal our cup holders. Nothing crazy. Again, I did mention the volume and stuff already, and this is kind of how you control. This is a touchpad as well, so you can write whatever into the navigation system. Here we have the drive selector. This is really, really cool. I love how this is designed. Now, here's one thing that's interesting. So you put your foot on the brake. You don't have to roll through all the gears. If you just push to the right, it goes right into drive. If you pull to the left, it goes to reverse. And you see it kind of went through neutral. Give it one click. Now you're in neutral. Press park. Boom. Back in park. Now, speaking of reverse, let's go to reverse. Foot on the brake. Turn to the left. Check out that rear view camera. That's pretty crispy. And of course, we turn the wheel. It gives you an approximation of where you're going to go. Not bad. And again, in the Sport Prestige package, you can get the top-down view where you can see the car and like the ground around it due to all the cameras and stuff. Back over here, we have our drive modes. Here's one cool thing I wanted to mention. So let's change our menu back to whatever it was. My heated wheel is on. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Woo, it's getting warm and 68 outside. So drive mode. That's the normal looking needle. You can kind of see it right there. Let's press drive mode and turn it into sport. Now look at it. Isn't that just the coolest thing? It does that the whole time. Isn't that so cool? Now that's the only one that has a really cool animation like that. If we go back to drive mode and we go to eco, you get like this little weak blue thing right there. And that's about it. Back into custom or comfort, boring needle. So to open your center storage right here, there's a button in here. Click that and it splits open. Not bad. 14-volt outlet, extra space in here. We have removable coin storage or whatever. But yeah, man, pretty standard stuff in here. Obviously, it is a standard package. All right, so the back seat is very comfortable, just as much as the front seats are. I did forget to mention how soft these headrests are. I'm looking at the ones in the back seat, just as soft. Easily recline, I'm out of camera view now. Easily recline, put your head back. It's a nice, comfortable ride for sure. The same piping, remember the stripes I mentioned earlier? Here they are again in the seats. The interior is designed so well. I do wish there were like some sort of two-tone option. Maybe you could do like a black and like a brown, black and red, something like that. Kind of spice it up a little bit, but that's fine. So we do also have storage on the back of each of the seats, not just on one like I see in some cars. Again, right in the middle here, there would be tri-zone climate, and I'm sure maybe more USB devices back here or plug-ins back here, but that's fine. It's just a little storage cubby right now. OS word handles up here. No reading lights, but they're off in the middle here. So all you do is tap and touch. You have 3 different lights to turn on, one on the left side, right side, in the middle. Tap, turn them back off, no big deal. And on the advanced and sport prestige packages, you would actually have powered sunshades, which would go up and down right here on the rear windows. That'd be kind of cool, but pretty unnecessary. But we have a little coat hook right here. Usually it's up here, but there is one up here, so I'm not sure why there's one here and here. You can't have too many coat hooks, I guess. But yeah, nice, chill back seat area. And check out this armrest. It looks pretty unsuspecting, but let's grab the little handle here, pull it forward. Now we got some action. Now, that threw me off too, but this is just white protective paint. We do have heated rear seats and cup holders. That's it. I thought I was gonna see a TV screen or something because it was all white and cool. No, not at all. But pull here. We have a huge amount of storage, and these are where the USB drives live. Let's go ahead and shut this down. And we have, like I said, our pass through. All we gotta do is pull down here. Now we see into the trunk. All right, we are inside the 2023 Genesis G80. This is, all-wheel drive standard trim. I really like it. I feel comfortable in here. It's soft, it's supple. This isn't real leather, but it's fine. Leatherette. No cows were harmed in the making of this interior, but it's fine. I still have that gripe about not being able to pick certain colors. If you pick a certain exterior color, which I think is pretty stupid, but that's fine. But the ride is so soft. Now, I don't know if that's because of the thicker tires this is on. So maybe if the 19s were on this car, it would be a little rougher. But it doesn't matter because the ride is so soft, it's so comfortable, and it's quiet in here. I don't know if I mentioned this, but these are double pane windows. So the 2 panes of glass that kind of help with keeping the sound out and keeping your sound on the inside. It's done very well. The car is actually very responsive. As far as like throttle response, it's whatever. I put my foot down. It takes a minute for the car to register. It's fine. It's not a sports car. It's not meant to be zippy and all over the place and stuff like that. But it works. And again, there's plenty of power. 300 horsepower from this 2.5 liter single turbo inline 4-cylinder engine. And I'm actually pretty impressed with it. This is a big car. I think it's around 4,400 pounds, but it does get up and get moving. The all-wheel drive definitely helps with that torque off the line. But, it's fine. It's a good GT, gentle cruiser. You can spend hours on the highway and not really get tired. The steering wheel is a little thinner than what I would like. I'm more so for the thicker steering wheels, just probably because what I'm used to, but that's fine. This is done really well. We do have blind spot detection. It's a little red triangle that's in the mirror over here. You might see it show up during this highway portion. But again, you can get the top-down 360 view camera with the Sport Prestige package, and that also does come with that blind spot camera. So when you put your turn signal on, it will show you in the dash where it shows you what's on the left side or right side of your car. It's brilliant. It's the first car I've ever seen do it. I mean, I've seen other videos. This one doesn't do it, of course. It's only the standard trim, but that's fine. I can't speak highly enough of the materials. It feels great. I love the aluminum accents everywhere. It's just another level of detail. This adds that little bit of luxury, and for not that much money. So again, I don't know if I mentioned the price already, but this car as it sits is 50. Oh, we're merging. Hold on. This is done very poorly. There's that blind spot right there. I don't know what happened with this lane merge we just did, but everybody's cool. So the price of the car, $53,500 as it sits with these wheels, this package, whatever. But for an extra maybe 12 or 13, you can get the big engine and you get the sport prestige package. And that gives you all the bells and whistles. That is a fully loaded car with technology that some cars don't even have for like $65,000. Compare that to a BMW 5 Series or an Audi A7 or Mercedes E-Class. Like, they're asking probably like 75, 80, 85 for those cars. So this is the bargain. You just have to get past that this is a Hyundai, you know. And like I said, I used to work for Hyundai and Kia, and I've been a part of their coming up when we were designing and making the better stuff that Hyundai is now putting out. So I'm all for it. Damn, bro. I'm all for, you know, this glow up that Kia and Hyundai have had, and I think it's being done very well. We just got to get people on board that this is a good contender in the game of the luxury brands. Like, this is nice. The interior's done well. I just mentioned all these accents and stuff, the technology, the huge screen, the self-drive. I mean, this is a really good car. I don't have anything bad to really say about it. So yes, more and more cars these days are coming with the full self-driving whatever. And I have the confidence in this car to do it at almost any interval. There's a car on my left, there's a semi right there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna press the cruise control button. All right, now I have a picture in front of me of a car and then a car in front of that one, that's fine. So my speed limit is set to 66. Let's turn it all the way up to 75, just so we keep up with the car in front of us. And, it automatically does the auto steer for me. So I'm taking my hands off the wheel. I'll just chat with you guys for a second. But the car is keeping me in lane. Now, like look at this guy right here, a little scat pack action. So you have to wiggle the wheel like every 10 seconds or something like that, because it's a feedback wheel. So there's a motor in here and it has to feel some sort of voltage in order for it to recognize that there's a hand on it. So I haven't been able to get my bottle in here like I've done in other videos and let it sit there, but it's fine. But a lot of new cars these days have the sensors where it watches your eyes. And, keep your hands on the wheel. It has the sensors and it watches your eyes. So all you do is look at the road and you don't touch the wheel. So now we're going on a highway curve. I'm not touching the wheel. It's steering for me. It's braking for me. It's keeping a car a certain distance in front of me. Done very well. This is the same technology that was on the Hyundai Sonata I reviewed a little while ago. It's done very well. Now, I'm not having any issues like I did in that video because there's not a bunch of stuff on the road, but this is done so well. Again, I don't have anything bad to say about this car. I'm just struggling to keep talking because I like it so much. All right, I found a piece of highway where I can just mash the gas. We're gonna turn our flashers off, put the car into sport mode, and then we're gonna hit it as soon as we get some clearance here. All right, after this van, we're gonna hit it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, foot to the floor. This thing pulls, man, we're rolling. Not bad. So again, there's a good amount of performance in, let me go ahead and put the cruise control back on so we're running out of cars in front of us, but good amount of performance, and that's really all you need. 300 horsepower is plenty of power, but again, you can't have a luxury car like this and then like give it 200 horsepower. That's like weak and piddly. That's part of the luxury brand, is to have the power to match the prestige and the luxury of the rest of the car. That makes sense? I hope it does. A little more about the self-driving here. This is not like Tesla Autopilot. It is not following a navigation system or anything like that. Yeah, I have my Apple Maps right here pulled up to get to the airport, but all this car is trying to do is maintain its speed and stay in the lines. if there's a sharp turn coming up, the car's gonna be like, I'm done. I'm not gonna try this. And it'll tell you, put your hands on the wheel and give it back to you. That's why you have to pay attention. So it's just for like highway driving or country driving. I did drive it through the country doing like 35, 40 miles an hour, and it handled those curves just fine. But yes, it's made for like, I don't know, like I said, highway and country driving, not for putting around the city and, you know, going from destination to destination. It's for the long slogs like this. All right, just threw some gas in it. We got one nice little long stretch here. We'll give it the juice. Just want to make sure some of these other cars are out the way. Hit it. Yeah, that pulls, man. Every gear you feel it pull a little bit more. That was only like whatever. But I don't know. The power is delivered very efficiently, very well. And again, you get 32 miles a gallon on the highway and like 26 in the city. Nice car. Nicely done, Genesis or Hyundai, however you want me to address you. Nice job. Well, that's my time here with the 2023 Genesis G80. Here are my final thoughts. As it sits, this is a $53,500 car. I think it's worth every penny, to be honest. You get so many features for so little money. I don't want to say little, but you get the design, you get the elegance. You do have 300 horsepower, which is actually plenty of power. All-wheel drive for the winter. You get all-season wheels here. The leatherette, I mean, the big screen, the self-driving by itself. I mean, there's so many things. But for like an extra $15,000, that puts you kind of at about $65,000. If you include the engine and that Sport Prestige package, you can get so much more. Of course, the self-driving is already included, but the top-down camera view, that is so helpful when parking in New York or Philadelphia or any place like that. The panoramic sunroof, the power trunk, the ability to move the car back and forth without you even being in it. The digital cluster, I can keep going and going. The bigger engine, the 375 horsepower V6 engine, I can go and go and go. I think that is even more of a value than the car as it sits right here. So for about $65,000, go wait like a couple years, 2 to 3. Actually, these have been out for a little bit. I'm gonna check. I probably put some prices on that side of the screen over there of pre-owned top tier Genesis G80s, and I bet they're in a very decent price bracket. This rivals the looks. So here's the thing, it's meant to compete with like the Mercedes E-Class. I think the G90 more of an S-Class. Mercedes E-Class, maybe the Audi A5 or S5 or BMW 5 Series. Like, and those cars are way more expensive and you get less. Yeah, you might get a little bit more performance, a little better handling, you know, maybe better sound. You get the prestige of those brands. Hyundai just trying to get their slice of the pie, you know, trying to give you more for your dollar. This is the buffet right here. This is the casino buffet. It might not be the best stuff out there, but it's gonna be good. You're gonna get your money's worth. BMW, Audi, Lexus, all that stuff, that's like pay per, what is it called? I can't think of it, a la carte, you know? So I'm rambling right now. Point is, this is worth every penny, and I've succumbed victim to it. I wouldn't buy one because it's a Hyundai. That's really all it is, you know. But but that's neither here or there. It's not a car I'm looking for, you know. But for somebody out there who wants all the bells and whistles, but don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, and you can't forget the 100,000 mile warranty. I'm done here, man. Anyway, smash the like button, turn on notifications, subscribe to the channel. I'm not littering. There's never an empty tank or empty stomach on this road. We're marching toward 5,000 subscribers. Help me get there. Maybe if I can get my better subscribers, I can get better cars. I could have reviewed a better one. Who knows? Anyway, take care.